guys, I'm Laura Canby McCaskill, author of Fallow and Her Keepers, and today we're here at Grateful Steps Publishing in Asheville, North Carolina. So let's go take a look inside.
Mickey Cabanis, and I have the great joy of being Executive Director of Grateful Steps Foundation, a publishing house. I love talking about Grateful Steps. I completed a career in medicine, and the day that I finished practicing medicine, I had talked to some of my staff about starting a publishing company. We didn't plan ahead. We just decided at that point to have a brainstorming session about what we would call it and what the goal would be. I wanted the name in some way to imply footsteps or steps forward. The motto that we came up with was giving back for our blessings. We wanted to help other people. And the steps had to do with the journey we go through a lot of things. And now, after all the blessings and experience we've had, we want to use that to help other people. And the name Grateful Steps evolved, and it was perfect as soon as we heard it. My daughter came to work with the publishing company also, very skilled in graphic design. She received her education at Loyola in New Orleans and was trained in this area, and she said she would do the logo. It was beautiful. It's right up there, you can see it. I set out to publish about half a dozen books that I had envisioned while I was taking care of patients, but I don't think it was a month from when we started that I quickly learned I would rather help other people do their books. And of my own books, the only one that actually, even though we spent some time with most of them, that actually went forward was the second edition of my medical textbook. So we started helping people, and our all-time bestseller was one of those first books. It's called The Other Half of My Soul, and it's about a Jewish woman in college and a Muslim boy in college, and they fell in love, and they found out, it's fiction, they found out that their cultures were really not that different. It's a beautiful interfaith book. We're independent, meaning we're not part of a chain. Our type of publishing company is traditional, meaning that none of our books are self-published, not one. And that means that our authors don't pay for the services we provide them. Titles in press, not the ones we're working on, but the ones that we have published, is 100 books. And surprisingly, children's books are about a third of those. That's huge for a small press, and especially the quality of our children's books. When we started out, we learned that the best thing that a small press can do is write about their local area, because the big folks can't quite get into that topic as well. So our signature books have been in that area. Look up Asheville. We've also done well with books of general interest. We just had our 16th anniversary, July 1 this year. And that is amazing for a small press in this publishing industry. So that's because it's God blessed. A lot of miracles. itemize for you some of the miracles that we have witnessed. Examples of the service that we do, which is so heartwarming. A special group of authors and their books that in some way address the issue of survival of childhood sexual abuse. We've had many published books and many in process. Also, overcoming addiction, drug addiction. Also, selected authors in prison. Some of our best writing comes from authors who are in prison at the time I started working with them. A couple of those books, I've already made a commitment to see if we can get them evaluated for movies. Recently have started dialogue with NAMI. That's an organization for individuals with mental disorders or limitations, handicaps, and to see if we can work together to encourage writing as a healing mechanism for people with mental disorders. That's what we call our short list. The most common way that individuals do books with us is a long waiting list. If they're willing to wait, they will get a book. You would come in, and the first thing I would want to do is see whatever you have written. You don't have to bring in a whole book. It could still be in your head, but at least a chapter or 3 or 4 pages of manuscript, and then we would start out editing, and it usually takes many weeks. And so we'll get through the editing, and then we print the book and sit down and read it ourselves, not on a screen. They take it home and read it. You see things differently when you hold something in your hand and read it. I've seen that 100% of the time. So once we get the editing done, we then go to layout, which is a very fun part of publishing. Once that's done, we send it to a copy editor who looks over our shoulder. Her name is Kathy Mitchell. She is a UNCA Professor Emeritus of English, PhD, National Author Award winner, and a Pulitzer Prize winner. She does all the work for Grateful Steps pro bono. Never charges us a penny, even for postage. And she loves doing it. And there I learn a lot from her. She will give them advice that makes all the difference of whether their book is a success or not. So we treasure her help. I've never had a single author feel that she didn't help. While the layout's going on, if we haven't already done it, we finished the cover. When the book goes on to press, while it's at the copy editor, we start planning our marketing program, writing press release and going over who the audience would be. Very important is a book launch. The joy I felt working in publishing was tangible to me. And I had this growing realization that it was actually a Christian ministry. And our attention focused more and more on serving others, serving the community. We already had the groundwork. And that doesn't mean that we require that our authors have religious books. We don't at all. We don't require that our bookstore carry just religious books. We don't have any rules, except they can't be sexually exploitative. Erotica, that's an area of writing. And I think we've probably turned down 2 books in that area, and that's all. We'll take any books.